So this is my little shelter from last night, the Mount Wilcox shelter, and this is the south, because there's actually a North Wilcox shelter. But you can see it's not much space to roam around. But I didn't need much because I got here very late, and I will explain that in a minute. But yeah, we got our little fire pit. There was only one other person here, a guy named Jasper. I'd actually met him earlier, but not formally. So last night we got a chance to chat. We made our dinners together. There's my bag. It was actually hanging way inside there because, last night did it pour. And it poured, and it poured, and it poured, and it poured. And it finally stopped around 5. But because no one else was here, I was able to pitch my tent inside. And I can't even tell you, I had the best night's sleep. Oh my gosh, I slept phenomenally. And here's breakfast getting ready, my little oatmeal, and water for later. But, yeah, I just wanted to show this to you. Down that way is a privy, and then down that way is a little path to the bear box. However, Jasper told me while he was setting up, he was setting up a hammock. He has a hammock. So while he was setting up his hammock, he heard a tree fall, like just boom. And guess what? It fell right in front of the bear box. So you kind of have to bushwhack through because the trunk is in this midsection here. And of course, all the leaves, the leafy section is right across the trail. So you kind of have to bushwhack to the bear box. But it wasn't so bad. And that's all for now because I got to drink my coffee and I have an aggressive departure time for this morning. Yes, 7. But I didn't crawl out till 5:15, so that would be why. Okay, I'll be back. Not a pond I would go swimming in, but I think it's pretty nonetheless. But there are a zillion deer flies, and they are the worst, at least right now. Now, they're like in the running with the skaters. Okay. Good morning. And yes, it is a good morning. As of 5:15, it's a good morning. Yeah, actually, last night poured and poured and poured and poured and poured. But it ended around 5:15, at which time I crawled out of my tent and got my food bag so I could make my coffee. Let's see, a few things I just wanted to hit. Yesterday, I can't even believe it. Yesterday was day 100 and I let it just go by. No fanfare, just day 100 came and went. Should have had fireworks or something. Come on. Anyway, so that's pretty awesome. Day 100. Today's day 101. There was that trail magic. I know you saw video, but just to kind of recap how awesome these folks are. It was so it's 2 churches, a UCC and an Episcopal church, that this was their idea, to offer a corner of kindness. Like, come on, right? Anyway, they had cheeseburgers, hot dogs. You saw all kinds of, okay, I just squished a mosquito into my watch. Was it worth it, dummy? Was it worth it? No. And all kinds of stuff. And I drank this Arizona iced tea that I would never drink at home. But I finally got to a place where I like something other than water. I've been drinking only water and I had one like lemonade on the trail. But yeah. So that was delicious. And that actually, it's interesting. That was off trail, probably a half mile each way, but I timed my walk back. It was only 8 minutes. I think because it was a very flat road walk, 0.2, and then down a flat driveway, gravel driveway. That's what it looked like, but I don't know. It just kind of landed in a field. But that's where they were. And that was 0.3. So mysteriously, it only took me 8 minutes to get back. Well, okay, great. Totally worth it. Totally. Oh my gosh. Yes, totally worth it. And they had these signs. They were so funny. I know you saw them. And it's like happy people. They were happy people. They were the nicest happy people. Anyway, I am so glad I stopped. Got to meet them all. Thank you so much. By the way, don't let me forget to say that. If you happen to stumble on this, I doubt it, but if you do, thank you, thank you, thank you. It was phenomenal, and I appreciate your corner of kindness immensely. So another thing that happened yesterday that I cannot barely believe. So I stopped at Reset. Remember I had said was sitting, and I think I told you I sat with him for, I don't know, 20 minutes, just hanging out. He was letting his tent dry, his hammock actually. And I said, oh, I got to get going. And he wasn't that far behind me, and he hikes a little faster than me. So yeah, he was bound to catch up, but I didn't know he was behind me. And finally I see him at a road crossing, and he goes, oh my gosh, did you just see those bears? I'm like, what? What bears? I did not see any bears. And he goes, oh my gosh, I can't believe you didn't see the bears. Apparently, there was a mama and two itty bitty cutie pie cubs, and they must have seen me and decided to wait on the side of the trail, and they blend in because I did not see them, okay? And they let me pass. I'm oblivious. But they didn't know Reset was just behind me. He said he was probably no more than 15, 20 steps behind me. And so as soon as I passed, the bears crossed. And right in front of him. And the mama bear looked up and made eye contact with him. And he said it was the coolest thing because it wasn't like a threatening eye contact. It was kind of like this mutual respect eye contact. Like, hey, yeah, we're both here on the airplane trail. I don't think you can read that, but I was like, what is that? Airplane trail. Airplane trail on the other side. Okay, just making sure I'm going where I'm going. Okay, so he said, yeah, it was just like a mutual respect. Like, hey, we're just out here doing our thing. I'm going to keep my baby safe. If you don't come any closer, we're all good, right? Like, and so he just went, hey, bear. And I did hear someone. I didn't know what it was. I just shook it off like, oh, okay, someone else is here. I cannot believe I missed the bears again. Bears, 15 paces behind me, or not even. And I am oblivious, 100% oblivious. Not fair, totally not fair, but my turn will come. Okay, so let's see. Last night, had a little change of plans. Yeah, so I think I mentioned that a friend from church, her sister owns like this old chapel. It does. It is the coolest looking thing from the outside. I did see it. It looks like today, we'd probably say it was a barn, but it was very obvious something special. And I would probably say 1700s. So it looked like a chapel from the 1700s. It didn't have a water source. It did have electricity, but that was it. Like, it was just a barn looking structure. And anyway, here's how things unfolded yesterday. I was, Lisa had mentioned, hey, text my sister, let her know, she'll give you the code to the door. Great. So I text the sister, and the sister said, Sue, by the way, her name is Sue, and she's super wonderful. And they do trail magic, I think every weekend. I do believe it's every weekend during the hiker season. So that's like massively generous, and she is wonderful people, and I'm just sad it didn't work out for me, but here's how it went down. So the day before I'm planning to go, which would have been Tuesday, I texted her and said, hey, I'm thinking of going on Wednesday, but I didn't say tomorrow because in my brain, it's like I didn't even process that it was tomorrow. So I said, I'm going Wednesday. And she said, okay, give me a call Wednesday and I'll give you the code. I said, okay. Well, I guess I interpreted that to mean when you're really sure you're going to stay, let me know because I don't want to be giving the code out to just anybody. I get that. All right. And so I said, well, I'm not going to call in the morning because there's no reassurance that I will make it that far. She doesn't know me, right? And anything that happened on the trail, I don't even know me. So, So I decide, all right, I'll call her like when I'm like maybe, I don't know, 3-4 miles from the trail, or 5. But then what was happening was, like, when I first thought I'd call her, it was super rocky. It was a super rocky descent. And I'm like, well, I can't talk on the phone now. So then I said, all right, I'll call her. And then it was a super steep climb. And I'm like, well, I can't call her while I'm huffing and puffing like this. So by the time I got to dialing her number, it was 4 o'clock in the afternoon. And I left a message, but I didn't hear back. And so at 5, got a little nervous because that's what I do, and texted her. And at 6, still had not heard anything. And now I was at the road crossing where her place is supposed to be, 600 steps away, which turns out, because I did try to find it, was only 350 for me. So 350 steps for me. I counted. Yes, I did. I wanted to be like, okay, I don't even know what this place looks like. I'm going to count 600 steps. But when I got to 350, I saw I said, that's got to be it. It looks like an old chapel, right? Okay. So I get to the road crossing and I tried calling again, but I didn't leave a message this time. So I said, well, I'm going to see if I can go find it, because, if there's a porch, I can maybe, at worst case, just pitch my tent on her porch, stay out of the rain. That was like my major motivation. I knew it was going to pour last night, and ooh, did it ever. So I wanted to be out of the rain if possible. So I was really excited about that. But when I got to what I thought was it, and then as I'm looking, I go, I don't even know if that's it. That could be somebody's private property. That could be this house next to it. It's barn, like, for all I know. You can't just go pitching your tent willy-nilly. Over here. So I'm like, now I realize I don't even know what it looks like. And I don't have any way of reaching Sue other than what I'm trying. So I, as I do, got very, very nervous. I mean, it was already 6 o'clock. Oh, come on. Is this really how I'm supposed to go down? All right, you know what? All right, it says Appalachian Trail North. Oh, thank God. You know what? I wouldn't put it past it, though. Honestly, it's clearly a stream. But honestly, I wouldn't put it past the trail to be this. I have walked in trails that look like that. Okay, thank God it's over here. Anyway, so I've got no way to reach Sue other than what I'm trying. It seemed seemingly unsuccessful, and I'm getting uber nervous because it's already 6 o'clock. That's pretty much my threshold. I want to be at my landing place by 6, and probably the coup d'etat for my decision making was there was no porch. So if I did just pitch my tent and take my chances that this was her property and the cops weren't going to be knocking on my tent door at 2 a.m. saying, what are you doing here? There was no porch, so I'd be in the pouring rain. So got too nervous, decided to hightail it back to the trail, and head to the next shelter, which turned out to be 3.5 miles away, 3.5 miles further on the trail, plus 350 additional steps. No. So, thankfully, though, now I had done no research on that trail, on that shelter, right? Luckily, I thought to, and discovered that it had a questionable water source. So now I'm like, I kept trying to convince myself that we've had rain. The water source will be fine. We've had rain. And I was trying desperately to convince myself of this because the last thing I wanted to do was stop and take time now to get water, even though I'd have to get water. Anyway, I just wanted to be there, put my bag in the shelter, and get water without a pack on my back. Okay. But something in my belly was nagging at me, and I knew it. So I got to this really nice water source. It was trickling. It's moving water. Like, what if I get to the water source at the shelter and it's stagnant? Like, that is not what I want to do, right? That's an emergency. I don't want to do it if I have options. So 0.4, I look down, it's 0.4. I'm like, okay, I'm going to do it. So I got all the water I needed, and that was absolutely the right move, because when I got there, yeah, not only, I just never even found it. Apparently, not only was it questionable, but it's hard to find. And now it's getting dark. I'm in the woods and it's getting dark, and I got to find a hard to find questionable water source. Yeah, no. So that was the best decision I made yesterday. And it, of course, that point four was uphill. It always is. But it wasn't bad. I got there. So when I got there, here I'm thinking, please, 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 let it not be crowded. Because I really did not want to have to pitch my tent outside. And, you know, if it's crowded, then people start to snarl when you want to pitch your tent inside. It takes up more room for other people. So, but here's what's cool about South Wilcox. That's where I went. South Wilcox Shelter. What's cool about South Wilcox, because there is a north, but what's cool about South is there's an old shelter that sleeps maybe 6, and it is old, but in really good condition. Well maintained. There's also a brandy new one with a loft and sleeps 10 and blah, blah, blah. I never had to get past the first one. I got there and I saw one other guy. I said, hey, is it crowded? He said, just you and I. I'm like, yes. I said, you know what that means? I'm pitching inside the shelter. And, you know, I did try to see where the newer shelter was, but turns out it was down much further from the trail. Not much. I mean, come on. Not bad, but further from the trail, downhill. And I said, there is just simply no reason. I'll stay closer to the trail. It was perfectly wonderful. As I said, it poured last night. The roof did not leak. It was nice. It even looked like someone had recently swept it out. So I pitched my tent in there, and I had a marvelous night's sleep. Honest to God, it was phenomenal. So all's well in the end. Now, the guy who was there is Jasper. I have seen him on trail, but never formally met him. So it was kind of cool because he and I ended up making our dinner at the same time over by the fire pit. So that was nice. We got to chat and get to know him. I got formally introduced, right? And super nice. And so Jasper was telling me that while he was there, he heard a tree go down. Like he heard a huge crash and he heard a tree go down. And I'm like, oh, yeah, what is going on with all these trees? So it turns out the tree fell right in front of the bear box. So the trunk is mostly in the woods, and we had to bushwhack to the bear box the leafy part of the tree. So, and then also to the privy, which was just past the bear box. So that was kind of the only, oh well, wasn't the end of the world. And as I say, the least of my worries yesterday. It actually, honestly, it was really nice. I fell asleep to zillions of lightning bugs and woke up to pouring rain. But that's all right. 5:15. Oh, well, I do want to cross this. I'll find a way. But see, this is a beautiful, glorious, well-moving water source. And you know why? Because we had a lot of rain last night. Yeah, this is where you want to fill your bottles. But anyway, so before I try to cross, let me see. Last thought. Yeah. So I got up at 5:15. Had hoped to get on the road, so to speak, at 7, but I got on at 7:30. Doesn't matter. It was fabulous. And there's more I do want to say, but I will say it after I pass this beautiful water crossing. Well, there's always more for me to say. Okay. Okay, we have successfully walked across that stream, which I knew wouldn't be difficult, but what if I slipped and dropped my phone? That would have been awful. So we just wait. Anyway, I should have also said, Sue did, of course, eventually get back to me, the owner of the chapel. But I was already, I was 0.9 from the shelter. So I thanked her, said, I'm really sorry. I guess I misunderstood, why you wanted me to call. Turns out she wanted me to call because she was going to ask me to check on a couple things for her. And so, of course, I feel bad now that I couldn't do that for her with all the kindness she bestows on hikers. But anyway, super nice people. And if you are passing through Mass Route 23, Great Barrington, on a weekend, I don't think Sundays. I think it's Friday, Saturday. I'm not sure. Just look for it in the comments because I think they advertise the Trail Magic in the comments. Okay, this is precarious. Okay, I am on, you can see, right? Do you see it? The wood planks, but I have got tick country all over me. I have the picaridin on. I'm trying this. It's a cream. I don't hate it. It goes on very light. It's not like a sticky, gross, heavy cream. I don't mind it, but I did want to wash it off last night, and I was able to do that. I did get enough water to do that. I just don't like weird stuff. I don't like to spend the whole night in weird stuff if I can help it. And I've learned how to say it because hopefully I'll never forget again, because I said I need something. It was always how to start. Like I could never remember how it starts. I always wanted to say permethrin, and then once you start saying per, you're like off track and you can't get there. Or at least if you're me. So I said, I need something. Pick Karen. So I came up with pick Karen, like dodgeball or something. Pick Karen for dodgeball. Pick me, pick Karen. Pick Keratin. There it is. I will hopefully never forget again. So I'm trying that. So hopefully the ticks will stay far, far away. I think it actually does work with the mosquitoes too, because honestly, the mosquitoes hovered around my upper body, and I only put it on my legs yesterday. Okay, what else? Let's see. So we have. There is one other thing. I think I'll stop it in case it doesn't come out right, and then I can redo it. Wow. Okay, you definitely know we got some good rain yesterday. Look at this flow. Woohoo! Water sources are not a problem right now. Unfortunately, I don't need water. But man, if I did, it would not be a problem. That is a cute little bridge. Okay, so the only other thing on my mind right now is, sometimes when I just start rambling on and, thoughts spill out of my head through my mouth. And, if I was sitting with friends having a coffee, they'd be like, Karen, we have no idea what you're talking about. Will you please clarify that? And with you guys, I can't, you're not doing that because, you could leave a comment, but I might not see it. And meanwhile, you're going, that just isn't right, or that doesn't make sense, or why is she saying that? And I don't want that to happen. So, I'm out here just thinking, and I was rethinking my whole monologue on the AT is not a weight loss regimen. And I just wanted to clarify what I was thinking. And please, let me disclaimer, this is all my opinion. It is not you. I don't know you. So I don't know what you're capable of. I only know what I'm capable of and what how I see it. Okay, how I see things. And I'm not saying it's any different because now I've been out here. So I might know better than what you're thinking. No, not at all, because I don't know you. It's kind of like somebody telling me there's a wicked hard climb coming up, and they don't know my fitness level, and they don't know my drive, and they don't know my persistence or my determination. So they don't know, so they can't say for me what's difficult and what isn't. Just like I can't say for you if the AT is a reasonable weight loss regimen. So just because it's out there, let me kind of just give you a touch of what I was thinking. So immediately my thought, there are easier ways. That is it in a nutshell. There are easier ways. You're thinking of getting fit. You want to drop a few pounds. My gosh, there are easier ways. Bend down that road. There are easier ways. But if you have dreamed your whole life of hiking the trail, and that's, you have that passion and drive and determination, you will lose weight doing it for sure. Like, my gosh, yes, I haven't met one person who hasn't lost weight out here. So, and got fit. You do get fit in weird ways. Like, I've lost all my upper body strength. I can't open a bottle of ketchup anymore, but my legs, they've gotten much stronger. I don't know, much stronger? I don't know. I was pretty fit when I came on trail, and I'm not really doing any more miles than I did when I started. So I guess that's hard to determine. Like I have no way of knowing because it's not like I bumped up to 30 miles or something. Now, I don't know if my fitness on my legs, if that's any different, I guess. I don't know. But what I can tell you is this. If your goal, if you have dreamed of hiking the trail, or it sounds like something you really want to do and you are determined to face whatever comes at you, put in the hard work, deal with the bugs, the heat, the rain, the climbs that never stop because they don't. Like you hear, oh, Roxylvania, I'd never heard that New Jersey was swampy. I never heard that New York was just one flippin' hill, crazy steep climb and crazy steep descent after another. You are going to face stuff you did not know was coming at you. And it's hard, but it's amazing. So if this is what you want to do, and on top of that, you're thinking, oh yeah, I'd like to be fitter. Well then, yeah, come on out, do it. But if you're just thinking, hey, I'm going to hike the trail because I'd like to lose weight, I personally don't think it's enough of a reason, because I think you might just think it's more challenging than you set out for. And as I said, there's, easier ways. Go to the gym. And again, here's another thing. God, my brain doesn't stop. It's a lifestyle. If you're trying to add fitness to your life, it's a lifestyle. It's something that you're doing every day to maintain a fit lifestyle. You don't get fit once and it stays forever. No, obviously, no, we all know that, right? You get fit and you maintain your fitness. I am not going to be hiking 10-hour days when I get home. That I can tell you. So I don't know what it would take to maintain this fitness, but it ain't going to be hiking 10 hours a day. So I guess there's also that thought. See, I spit out thoughts because I know everything else around it that's going through my head. But if I don't tell it to you, you're going, well, who are you to tell me I can't go on the AT and lose weight? No, you will. You absolutely will. As I said, I don't know anybody who hasn't. Even I, who didn't think I had much weight to lose, has lost weight. So, and you will get fit. Maybe, I don't know. I can't speak for guys. I know women, they tend to do what I did. They get fit from the waist down and their arms, my arms are jelly. We got to work on that when I get home. Anyway, there's my thought on that. I didn't mean to suggest that you shouldn't hike the trail. It's just, to me, it's a what's the word? A side benefit to a life, a goal to do a life-changing hike. That's kind of what I'm thinking. Okay, I think I've rambled on long enough. If you have any further questions on that, please leave a comment and I will do my best to answer you. Anyway, all right, bye. Well, this is cool. Ooh, chocolate milk. Okay, this is like the nicest thing ever. I thought it was a pipe spring, but he's got a hose running from a spring and just coming out here for hikers. Don't forget to filter. It's amazing. It's right across the street from the hiker stand, the AT stand. So great. This is like just people loving hikers, except, well, I mean, it makes sense. He's charging for the stuff, but it's not like unreasonably priced either. I'm going to get myself at least one bag of chips. I have decided. Well, hello, ladies. How are you? My goodness, I didn't even see you. Maybe you weren't there before, huh? Yeah, you weren't there, and now you're here. Did you come over and say hi? That must be it, right? It's not the grass, it's me. Well, aren't you guys sweet? Hi, cuties. Hi, cuties. You're very beautiful. You are very, very, very beautiful. Hi, pumpkins. Oh my gosh, there's so many of you. Well, aren't you just the cutest things ever? Whoops, wrong way. Fly, get off me. Well, hi, baby. Hi. How are you, ladies, huh? Aw, thanks for coming over, saying hi. You're very beautiful. I love you very much. We can be best friends. And here's some more of your friends. Hey, ladies. All I wanted to do was get a picture over here of trail stand. But, all right. Yep. Now I don't know where. Oh, it's over there. Trail stand. Yep, that was not off trail at all. Right there, people. Right there. Okay. Hi. More ladies. Hi. Hi, pumpkins. How are you? Well, I'd be darned. They definitely weren't there when I came off the mountain. I would have seen you. I would have seen you. Oh, you're beautiful. But I must walk. And there is my turn. Right up here. Let's see. There's a sign. Can we... Whoa, Karen. I have no idea what it says. Well, okay. Let's see what it says. Ah, suspect it tells me Upper Goose Pond, perhaps. And it will tell me, let's guess, 7.5 miles. Oh, it is. Oh, wait a minute. I see an 8. Ugh, 8.1. Eeks. That's not what I thought. Alrighty then. All right, fine. 8.1 it is. 4 more hours. All right, we can do that. Now we get to climb over this thing. How fun. And go hang out with the cows. Okay, New England's got all kinds of new things I have to climb over. Easy peasy. Whoops. Yeah, easy peasy till I get my last footstep. kind of smells in this section. You think that's got anything to do with it? Yeah. All right, I think I need to, yeah. All right. Well, I'm glad someone's out here repairing broken boards. Every kind of wildflower out here. All right. I think we're reaching the end. I can hear traffic. This is kind of cool. So it says, near this site on the shores of the Upper Goose Pond stood the Mohawkanock Club. The club was incorporated in 1909 and for 72 years served to provide its membership with good fellowship and fond memories. In 1981, the club conveyed its lands to the National Park Service and provided the Appalachian Mountain Club with a gift to assure that these lands would remain a wilderness preserve. July 24, 1982. That is awesome. Just people that care so much that land never gets developed. And then right around the corner is this. I'm like, well, let's go here. That's kind of interesting. Maybe they hung out and had massive fires in that little pit. Anyway, I am less than a mile from the shelter now. And you can see, sort of, kind of, maybe, through the trees here is a lake. And I know this shelter's on a lake. So I just figure, I'm thinking, well, I don't know if it was a pond or a lake. I don't know. Whatever. It's Goose Pond, duh. It's Upper Goose Pond Shelter. So this would be Goose Pond, of course. Duh. It's been a long day. I'm tired. And it's been so hot. It's really not, it's the hot is coming from the humidity. It's just been oppressive today. And a lot of gain in the same gain as yesterday in less miles. So yeah, it was it was a harder day, but we are just about done. And what's so funny is yesterday, I finished at 7:30 because I got to the shelter at 7:30. I know that some of that was from the confusion with where I was going to stay, but it was just a long day of hiking. And, I also stopped for Trail Magic, didn't I? But today, less miles, same elevation, and I'll be at the shelter hopefully before 5. Anyway, I'm eager to get there. I'm tired. I'm hungry. I blew through all my food today, too early, I think. So I might have to start packing a little bit more. The elevation just makes me hungry. Oh, look, now we can see it a little better. Yeah, there's the lake. Oh, does it look refreshing? I was thinking if it's not filled with snapping turtles, I'd love to soak my feet in it. Anyway, that's what I'm looking forward to. All right. Well, we shall be there soon, hopefully. Okay. Bye. The moment I've been waiting for, and I don't know what to do about it. Shoot. Did you see it? I finally saw a bear. I finally saw a bear out in its natural habitat. And I didn't have to shoo it away. Oh, I'm relieved for that. All right, bye-bye, bear. Have fun finding food, but not in my food bag, okay? Okay. Love you. Bye. Okay, so this is the bunk room. It's very dark, but I've got my headlamp on trying to get some light. Caretaker's quarters. You can see it's just a room with bunks. But, like, this is unlike any shelter I have ever seen. We're indoors. We have 4 walls. And, of course, like I said, all these bunks. And I will show you more as we go. And this is my little bunk. Got my shoes and my water over there. I'm taking my food downstairs so I can cook dinner. So this is the inside of the cabin. Gosh, this is like the coolest place. I would totally, if I had this place, I'd come up here for sure. So it's Upper Goose Pond Cabin Shelter. Upper Goose Pond Shelter. I know you can hardly see. It's dark. No electricity. Oh, I won't go up there. I don't know what is up there, but I will not go. Oh, you know what? That's to the bunks. That must go to the bunk rooms. And then let's see.
Just about this, about the cabin here. It's very
Nice. This is our caretaker. Hello.
Good evening. Welcome to Upper Goose Pond.
Yes, this is the coolest. And do I understand you are a former caretaker?
Current, just not this week.
Not this week, okay.
I'll be back in 2 weeks.
Excellent. This is the cool part. Hello. And not yet. Perfect. Yes. Just getting I'm vlogging. I'm going to put this, if it's okay with you guys, to be on my social media.
On YouTube?
Yeah. You want to be famous?
Yeah.
And then see down here.
What's your channel?
Is the beach. So now I'm going to take you in the back. We can see this is where you can prepare your food. This is like the coolest place. They've got a bear, even though we're inside, they want us to use the bear box for the mice, the little bears. Reset, there he is again. And Dutchie, who I've just met, and you are? Zeppelin. Do you mind being on my social media? You too? Sure. Okay. I'm just vlogging everything. I think this is the coolest shelter ever. And here's like where you can clean your pots and hang your clothes. And look, they've got they've got a privy here and one just like it on the other side. So yeah.
How'd you get reset?
Very, very, very cool. And then when we're headed back tomorrow, well, we will go the 0.5 back to the trail. Oh, look, a pond view. And this is Day-o. He told me that's what it's like. Day-o. So there is a pond view, but I think maybe there was a time when there weren't as many trees. Anyway, all right. That is it. It is mint. Absolutely love it here.